Hey guys, welcome back to A2D. It's playoff time, NBA official. Today's the day. The playoffs are underway. My man Michael, we've been waiting for this as usual. My man Michael with me, and I've been waiting for this all year. I know you have big time, man. You excited or what?
Oh man, you have no idea. Basketball is a sport that we both grew up playing, man. We both grew up watching. We love it. Obviously we do a lot of football, but basketball time, man. I don't know if I enjoy a sport time of year more than I like, end of April and May. Basketball playoffs, man, is a different beast. So we have, I think we have eight incredible matchups, man. Everything has its own flavor and flair. So we got four big ones today, man. What's the first game today?
First game, we got Dallas and we got Utah, right?
Yeah.
Dallas, man, that's it's going to be a tough one. They're not going to have their MVP candidate Luka Doncic out games one and game two at home. So
hmm
that's actually a huge, obviously, blow to them, and I think it might deter their chances of moving forward. Honestly, if he can't play two games at home, if they lose just one or two, they lost home court. There's a chance they might lose both because Utah is not a bad team. It's a 4 or 5 matchup, so they're obviously pretty close already. They Utah has more of a complete team. Honestly, they got Donovan Mitchell, who's nowhere near Luca's level. Luca's a top five, top 10 player in the league, MVP candidate, and they go as he goes. Honestly, without him, who's going to be the playmaker? So they're going to struggle. I feel without him. And when he comes back, is he just going to save the day like that and be able to turn it on? Honestly, I'm not. I don't really think so. I think that injury and that decision by Jason Kidd to play him in that regular season finale when they didn't really need to. Honestly, you look over and you see the Spurs were what up or down, whatever it was. That game was out of reach, and he didn't really need to play him at that point. And then calf strain. So Jason Kidd, man, that one's kind of on you. And now I think they might get the boot, man. I think I'm leaning towards Utah because of that injury.
Yeah, man. Luca was actually supposed to be suspended for that game, and they rescinded one of his technical fouls and allowed him to play in that game. Whether he should have or not, I don't know what the seeding would have been. I don't know if they had to win that game or not. I don't really know, but he was supposed to be suspended for that game. And you're right, like that game was kind of, there was no point for Luca to be in that game. And this is kind of what you get, and this is kind of why you see a lot of teams sit and rest players. I know it's not popular among NBA fans, but when you got a guy like Luca, I mean, you see guys like play for 5 or 10 minutes, or for 5 or 10 minutes in a game, and they pull them. Or you look at Milwaukee, and their players were playing 8 seconds and then pulling them. So there was no really big reason for him to be in the game. I'm kind of with you on Utah. I think Donovan Mitchell is, he's at that superstar level too. And last year in the playoffs, man, he liked to he brought it on too. So without Luca the first two games, man, it's an offensive defensive matchup. Spencer Dinwiddie's going to have to come up big in Luca's absence, and that's kind of how I see that. Is he going to be able to? I don't know.
Right.
Utah's a pretty deep defensive team. They're a good team. I personally, I think they're one of the top four teams in the West, and they are sitting at the 5 seed. But I am with you
They
on.
went they went through some Utah went through some ups and downs for a little while. You had Donovan Mitchell calling out Gobert and things like
Yeah,
that. So they were rocky a little bit, but to be lose your best player, to possibly be down 0-2 going
then go
into
on the
Utah
road.
for game through, yeah, and then going into Utah, which is a hostile environment, even with Luca, to go win there with him is going to be tough. So, injury, man, that decision by Jason Kidd, I think ultimately is it's going to cost him, big time, dude. So
So what's your ultimate prediction in this matchup? Like like who
it
like
depends if
uh,
Luca comes back or not. I think that if he does come back, they can maybe stretch it to like 6 games. If
mhm.
it goes 7 and Luca's healthy, then I'm gonna switch and go back to Dallas. I would do that. And if he was healthy going into it, I think he's that good, and I would pick Dallas because he's that guy. Superstars win in the playoffs, and he's that guy. But without him, they're not built to win really without him. We'll see. I could be wrong. But right now, I would lean towards Utah in 5 or 6, assuming Luca is limited.
I like the Jazz in 6. I think if Dallas can split one of the first two games without Luca, I think they have a chance to push at 7. They're going to have to win a game on the road too, but I could see them pushing the series to 7 and Luka coming back, but I do like the Jazz in 6. I still think that overall they're the better team. Overall, defensively, offensively, they put it together. But without Luka, I mean, that team is a completely different story. So
Right.
I think Luka can come back and they'll win a game in maybe Utah, and win Game 5 and push it to 6. But I have Utah in 6.
Right. Just because the Luca factor, man. We know how good he is. You and I both know how good that dude is, man. And without him, I mean, he's capable of coming back. If he does come back, call it game 3, and they're down 0-2. He's capable of coming back and being that dominant. But that's what it's going to require. It's going to require him coming back and averaging close to 40-point triple doubles to
Yeah.
bring them back type stuff. And it's possible, but right after a calf strain, I don't think it's really likely right now.
And that's if he doesn't get pushed back even further, so
Right.
we don't know how severe this calf injury is. It didn't look great. So, even is he going to be available for Game 3 even, so we'll see what happens, guys. We have Utah in 6 is probably going to be, the consensus here. Tell us what you think. If you agree to disagree with us, let us know. We got some more playoff series, so stay tuned.